So what are you guys seeing out there in terms of the change of attacks and threats that are a result directly of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, I would say, just taking a step back, I don't think it's a level playing field at this point. And the reason why it isn't a level playing field.
That's still good.
Good is
Good enough.
And the reason I say that is because, obviously it's the reduced cost in terms of use, low skill. And there's just lots of capabilities out there to help you utilize AI to do things like data poisoning and so forth. I think the key problem is that, and I think this year, a lot of governments, organizations, even big boys like Elon Musk identify that, hey, we need to take a pause because it's like a wild west situation where there's no proper regulation around AI.
Yeah.
Okay. And so things like what the European Union is doing with the AI Act that's meant to come into effect in 2024 is going to put safeguards and make sure there are checks and balances to make sure that when AI comes out, when AI platforms come out, we can make sure that they're in the best way in terms of intention that I can utilize. So I think regulation and kind of controlling that domain is going to help with that. In terms of what we're seeing, is the typical telltale signs, obviously. So deep fakes, for example, AI actually being able to craft phishing emails, because once again, it goes back to the old techniques. They need to get into the system. So crafting really almost impossible to identify phishing emails and so forth. Deep fake, as I mentioned, those types of ways in which AI is being used to be able to get into the system. Now, from let's say a vendor perspective, to your point, there's good AI versus bad AI. So we're seeing lots of vendors within our space actually, train their models to pick up on anything that's developed by AI. Okay. So we need to think about how can we distinguish bad from good, and once we can do that, then we can get ahead of it. That's really good.
That's a good point, actually. And Martin, I'll kind of come to you on this, but is it essential? I know you are in a position to look at the new vendors out there, the emerging technologies. How is that going to benefit a service provider or an MSP to deliver a much more accurate and efficient service? Do you think it's absolutely essential that any new vendor you look at is using AI in order to do what they need to do?
In some aspect, 100%. They have to have AI embedded in some aspect to be able to.
And is that to be able to detect, like Andrew was saying, other AI, or is that just because you want to be using it anyway?
To detect and defend whether it's other AI or not. You've got good AI, bad AI, not all language, all the LLMs are, let's say, equal in terms of what they can do.
Yeah.
But from what I've been seeing out in all the vendors is the dwell time has come down massively from days and months to hours.
Okay.
So the bad actors getting in, because they know that the detection softwares have AI, they've got everything. They're not getting in and seeing how far they can spread. They're getting in and they're detonating and they're getting as much as they can within hours.
And then they're getting out.
Okay. They're not getting in, creeping around for months and then getting out, because 3-4 years ago, the dwell time was up to 3 months?
Yeah.
Now we're talking within a day.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well,
in general, because obviously dwell time, these guys were taking their time, almost putting their feet up and kind of go, right, where should we kind of go? East, west, what should we do, right? But it's a better thing, surely, if they are in the systems for shorter.
Not really, because what they're doing is now rushing themselves through, grabbing what they can and getting out.
Okay.
Whereas when they were coming in, spending their time, the systems had time to stop, block, see that they were taking some data, stop it. Now they're just getting in, taking as much as they can, as fast as they can, before the system detects them, because they know the system will detect them.
Yeah, sure.
And then they're using AI to do that faster. So generate those deep fakes, generate better looking websites, generate better looking phishing emails. So as soon as someone clicks on that email, they're in, and now they're going to detonate within hours. They're not in, and a week later they've taken some data. They're in, they've taken some data that day, and they're gone.